Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts.
My name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast. I hope you guys are having a great day. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I managed to stay awake long enough today to record.
Nice.
Yesterday, I donated blood last night, and I normally don't even notice anything. I donate blood, go about my merry way, and continue about my life. But this time it kicked my booty, man. I fell asleep as soon as I got home and did not move for like 10 straight hours, which is unheard of for me. I'm like a 4 hour a night type of guy. So rested
Yeah.
up, feeling good. I spoiled myself. I wanna brag a little bit. I spoiled myself and bought myself a little graduation gift and got
Ooh.
the Quest 3 virtual reality headset.
Ooh.
Thing
Nice.
is pretty nifty, my guy. You ever used one?
Yeah, I think we have the two. I think it is.
The two? Yeah. Yep, I've got the two as well. The three is a huge upgrade from the two, and you're not missing a whole lot if you have the two, but there's a lot of cool games on there, man. Anybody who's never tried virtual reality before, highly recommend it.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's very fun. I mean, the only thing for me is it hurts my eyes a little bit, but other than that, I think it's fun.
See that in, maybe I'm wrong here and I don't really have the best understanding of it, but the lenses that they used in the two was a different type of lens. I don't remember what they were called, but the shape of them was different than they're using in the three. And the three have the pancake lenses, which has more pixels on it, so better graphics, and it also is easier on the eyes. So you can adjust how like the distance that it goes further or closer to your face, which is nice.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet actually. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it like right away because I just don't want to spend the money. But overall, I mean, like I've seen a couple things on it itself too. Like you can watch games and different things, and like I don't know, it does look really sweet.
Yeah, and I can stream my Xbox library to it. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
But if you don't have one yet, I highly recommend at this point invest it if you have, the ability to invest in it. But if not, late 2026, they're coming out with the Quest 4, so you almost might as well wait at this point.
Yeah, I mean at this point, right? Late 2026. I mean, it's like a year, year and a half.
Yeah, yeah, year and a half, almost two.
Yeah.
But I digress. How you doing, bud?
Okay. Overall, I feel like I'm doing okay. Work's crazy. I'm yeah, work's just got me in a crazy state to be honest.
Bruh, it's springtime, and I remember springtime all too well every year at that place.
Well, I necessarily don't want to talk too much about life in general just because we talk about it all the time, but there's two things that I kind of
Yeah.
one I want to ask and then one I want to say. The thing I
Okay.
want to say is, you know where you worked when you left the job, right?
Yep.
As a parapro, right?
Yep.
And you hated it if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, the parapro wasn't as bad as the teaching. Once they bumped me up to teacher, that really sucked.
Oh, okay. So the parapro was fine.
Yeah, parapro is fine. It just you do a lot of substituting, so that wasn't too bad. But the teaching
Even though you
aspect
don't
of
have a
it sucked.
degree?
Yeah, yeah, dude. There's some nifty things you can do where you do like a 90-day short-term sub in one subject, and then you switch the
What?
subject, but you get to do other things. So yeah, it's kind of shady, and it did make sense to me. But hey, that's Michigan for you.
Okay, well, I
But
was just
anyway,
wondering, like, is it better than Eagle Village? That's oh, sorry, whoopsies.
yes,
Is it better than where I work? Yeah, okay.
you remember to cut that out. Remember to cut that out. Um,
Well, I probably won't, but we'll try.
well, yes, it going from house staff to parapro was an improvement, yes. I would say it took the stress from a 90 down to like a 75.
Yeah, because I remember you saying recess was terrible, if I remember right.
Correct. Recess was always terrible, but that's because it was me by myself with, ages 8 to 15.
Yeah, fair enough, right? But yeah, because I seen the same one posted for the same school, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, I would if it's a parallel jump financially to you, then I would definitely say it's easier and less stressful than the house staff is, because a lot of the things that are your problem right now are no longer your problem, and that makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, and then my statement was, so I mean, people take this the way they want, but I just want to pre-state this before what I say next. I would never, I would never punch a kid or anything in my life. Like I just wouldn't do that. Okay, no matter what. Okay.
Okay.
But I would like to say when I was talking to somebody yesterday at work, I was telling them that I'm a ticking time bomb, like that I just feel like I'm going to explode. Like if a kid like just does something stupid, I'm just gonna sit there and like yell at him, right? Which is not good for anybody. Okay.
Right.
And so
Not a therapeutic environment.
I told that to somebody. I told that to like this person. And now I gotta talk to the vice president on Thursday.
Oh, they told on you.
I mean, I think it's more of a check-in because we literally have like 2 male staff total. So they don't want
Okay.
me to quit, so I think that's
Yeah,
why actually, but,
that's totally fair. But I mean, yeah, the stress of that job, man, you can only take it for so long before you eventually just your spirit is no longer willing, you know?
yeah, it's not willing, man.
Well, I encourage you to do what's best for you then and not necessarily think about what's best for the organization because once you get through the tunnel, man, it's way better.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens though, but I've been encouraged even by my wife to leave. So,
Okay, that should be the telling tale right there because she was opposed to you leaving for a while, wasn't she?
she was like just up in the air. Like, she supported whatever I did. But this is pretty like she's kind of done. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
Okay, so comments or dossier? Which one? Comments. I feel like we talk a lot about comments, so we should probably do dossier.
yeah, let's do the dossier. Why not? So
Awesome.
today, for the dossier, we are going go big or go home, and today we're going home because we're going real small. So the Microraptor Neralungus from the early Cretaceous period, is a carnivore, and that little fool is aggressive. If you've ever seen one, that should not be a surprise to you. Wild. Microraptor is one of the smallest non-avian dinosaurs on the island. Incredibly fast for its size, Microraptor is a voracious carnivore. Aggressive towards anything regardless of size, Microraptor fancies itself an apex predator. It will attack humans on sight, especially if it's not alone. When hunting, Microraptor's speed is only one of its assets. While not quite capable of sustained flight, its wings allow for it to stay aloft for several seconds while jumping. This allows Microraptor to attack its prey's vulnerable areas, as well as search for small river fish. Notable, the creature also tends to use its ability to knock oblivious humans off of their mounts. Domesticated. While not a powerhouse against armed enemies, Microraptor is particularly suited to dismounting enemy riders. Microraptors' natural tendency to attack weaker creatures means that they can ignore the mount while attacking the rider with leaps of fury. Love Helena. So, Microraptors. I want to punch them all in the face.
Yeah, 100%. Those things are just kind of annoying. I mean, they're like you don't run into them a bunch, but when you do, they're very annoying.
Yeah, yeah, and they I'll give them that. They knock you out and they usually leave you alone after they knock you out, don't they? Or are they one of the ones that'll circle around you and taunt you?
Microraptors knock you out.
I'm pretty sure, don't they?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I know Trudons do, but
The Microraptor employs hit and run tactics. If you get too close, they will not kill you, but they'll stun you and then sprint away. The micro strategy is to knock you off the mount and kill you while you're immobilized once it's done so, and then it will flee to escape your bloodthirsty beast.
okay,
Um,
so it just stuns you.
yeah. For some reason I thought it knocked you out, but I must be mistaken.
You're thinking of the Trudon.
Probably, man. All those little things. If it's smaller than knee high in arc, I'm gonna punt it across the beach because it is no good. And to prove me I'm wrong, tell me anything that's lower than knee height in the arc that is not just a nuisance in some way.
A bulldog.
You son of a gun, you got me.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, and an otter. Okay, I'm very flawed logic here. Ignore me. Craig, cut that out. Cut that out. So yeah, long story short, the Microraptor is not something that I would ever tame. I did it once to get the Master Zoologist achievement, but after that, I'm pretty sure I killed it. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I've got nothing nice to say about the Microraptor. They're annoying, but the fact that they, have that hit and run stun tactic, they're at least worth knowing about.
Yeah. I don't think you'll. Yeah, there's no reason to tame one. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean PvE wise, they're useless. Can you confirm or deny for PvP?
They gotta be. They're trash. I've never really seen them used.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say the only thing I could think of is like I don't know if you had a choke point or something and somebody burst open a door or a wall and dozens of them poured out and started stunning everyone and you could like, do your thing after that, but I feel like there are better alternatives.
Yeah, 100%.
But all right, that is that. So dossier out of the way, and now it's time for the comments, eh?
Oh yeah, that might actually be a good idea. It's like I mentioned it before, and then I got off the screen to do them.
You
Wow.
fool.
Yeah, it's like I'm attempting again to like play a game or something while doing
And you
this.
know what? While you stall and pull that back up, I want to complain again, just this time on mic, of can anybody confirm or deny what in tarnation did they do to Oblivion Remastered to take that bad boy from like 6 GB to 123? Because that's a rather drastic leap, in my opinion.
He
The
says
game's not
100.
that big. It's
What?
procedurally loaded. Like hey, that is whatever.
Okay, so here we go. These were the comments from last week. Equifox. Oh, by the way, I just want to say that in the description, I put like a little test, right? See who reads the description.
Oh, okay. I've done that occasionally, and nobody's ever passed. So I really hope somebody passed. I have
Yeah.
faith in
So,
Equifax. I bet you're about to say it.
ooh, okay, you have faith in Equifox. Well, you're no, I'm just kidding. You're right.
Yeah.
So I said that they needed to say dog water. That's the word they needed to say in their comment. Okay.
Okay.
And Equifox, dog water. Astros was probably the most fun PvP wise. There just wasn't many people on when I joined. The center is massive, and I think it would be really fun for PvP if we had enough people playing
For sure.
consistently. There's just not much incentive to form alliances and all that jazz without a threat to defend against. I love Astros at the start because I had it in my head that I'd get attacked without taming. When that didn't happen, I got bored. Anyway, love y'all. Awesome episode.
Love ya. Yeah, that's fair though. I think the center would be great for PvP. There are a lot of places to hide in that map, and there's a lot of cool places to have like open combat. And I don't know. I think maybe alliances, I'm with you on that. Maybe alliances and stuff would be a little far-fetched just based on the population that was consistently playing, but I think it would be pretty solid for us to figure something out to get some combat going. That'd be pretty cool. I'm down for
Yeah.
it. The center would be a fun one. I second that.
Yeah, I I definitely am looking at the center. I feel like like you said, it's such a big map. But I also agree with Eagle Fox that like you kind of want a couple more people playing, but also for the people that want to hide, like they can hide on the center. So it's like I don't know. You gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a middle ground you have to find. There's no pleasing everyone. That's the other thing.
No, definitely not. It's not gonna happen. But
Nerf.
I mean, we'll see. Well, I mean, we just started. I mentioned it in the chat and then never answered Boogles because I'm just such a good person like that. But
Oh my
I
god,
was
I'm a
just
monster too. I read the answers and never even responded either, so
see.
sorry.
That's what I'm
Both of you.
saying. We're bad people, bro.
Bro, I got ADD out the wazoo to the point where I'm impressed that I remember to go to the bathroom when I need to. So you know what? I'm sorry, Boogles. I can't be trusted.
Yeah, sorry, Boogles. We both sorry. You know.
I
Um
saw something shiny and it was over, man.
that's it. It was all but over. Um okay, next up. Now okay, I'm gonna have you guess if these people did it right or not. Hopefully they don't
Oh,
get, a little hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like who calling them out here.
I guess I just have to have
Okay.
faith in everyone then, huh?
Well, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and be wrong. Oh,
10-4 shots fired.
no. Hail Hydra, what do you think?
I don't think Hell Hydra is going to read the description.
You don't think he is?
No, I think he's just commented on so many episodes. It's just second nature to him. I think he read it too late.
Ooh. Okay. Because you got to remember when this is sent out, like if they're followed or whatever, and like they actually make our thing, like it pops up on their screen on their phone.
Okay.
So like depending on who you are, it does pop up on their phone.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, I'm gonna say, hey, you are wrong.
Oh, they knew it.
Yep, Hail Hydra's just too good at what he does.
It's just the goat, man. I just figured he
He's
was fast
just
as lightning.
he said dog water. Yo, Matt, you're not wrong. Whoa, wait, what?
Oh, but I was this time, buddy. I'm so sorry.
Because the graphics are horrible on the Switch, and the majority of people that play Ark on the Switch are just little toddlers that didn't get their Rex, someone promised, and it's just ridiculously stupid.
That sounds about right.
Good. Funny, actually. Um, uh, Congrats, Ariane, on your upcoming wedding. Matt and Jericho, y'all should definitely hop on Fortnite and Lachlan sometime, but I don't have a mic, so apologize in advance. I'm so sorry, Lachlan. Every time you hop on, I hop off because I'm tired and it gets late.
Yeah, that is the worst thing when it always feels so bad, you know what I mean? As soon as someone gets on as you planned on getting off, and then you're like, oh gee whiz. It always stinks when that works out, but that's how timing, schedules, and time zones work, so feel your pain on that, buddy.
Yeah,
We
we
do
keep
need to
saying
play
we're gonna
together
play
though.
Fortnite with you, though. Yeah, I was gonna say we keep saying it.
If they're both in the Discord, right? I know
Yeah,
Lachlan is. He's
yeah,
Wolfman.
Lachlan is.
Hell Hydra is Hell Hydra in the Discord yet?
I wanna. I'm not gonna say yes or no because I'll be wrong.
Well, Lachlan, I'm putting the ball in your court, Lachlan. You got to be our middleman here. You got to plan a date and time. Jericho and I'll jump on. We'll play Fortnite with as a quad squad. Run this
Mm.
place.
Yes, sir. I'm down. Let's do it. Let us know.
There you go. Who's
Okay,
next?
Jasper.
Um, let's see. I'm just gonna keep with my trend. I think everybody's gonna read the description after. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, you are correct. Jasper said, I haven't played Astros yet, so I can't say anything, but from what people have said, it sounds fun and another great episode from you guys. I agree with you, Equifox. Descender is definitely one of my favorites on the arc.
100%. Good comments though. Good comments. The Sunhouse, you can't go wrong, man. You can't go wrong. We appreciate the
No.
affirmations too, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. I always appreciate a nice message. I feel like that's what our community is good at, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we always, like, in their messages, are always like, love the episode. And, that's nice to hear. Nice to see.
It is nice to hear. Yeah, it definitely is. Makes me feel good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. But yeah. Um, so then we got Kieran. I'm so mad at ASA now because I got ASA to play with my friends on Xbox who got it for free because of the Xbox Game Pass, but I can't because I got it on Steam and Arc just randomly crashes.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, Arc is terrible with their crashes, dude.
Yeah, I don't, and that's been like a persistent issue for so many years now. I
Oh,
feel like
so many.
I don't mean to nitpick, and you know what I mean. I've said a million times I don't know how to code, and I don't know how to do any of this crap, and I'm sure it's a spaghetti of confusing vomit, but I just feel like there's got to be something they can do to stabilize the engine.
Gotta be something, man, for real. I agree.
That was a promise that was made when ASA first dropped was because remember somebody, I forget who it was, someone at Wildcard freely admitted that the servers were booty cheeks and said they were going to do something to fix it. And did they?
Yeah, I don't think they did, bro.
Womp, 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 womp.
Wah, wah, wah. But yeah, I don't know. Arc does just randomly crash, and I would also be frustrated too, to be honest.
100%. Yeah, gets frustrating. And the fact that why is Steam not isn't am I understanding that correctly that they're saying Steam is not cross compatible with the rest of it?
They're saying I'm so mad at ASA because I got ASA to play with my friends on Xbox who got it for free because the Game Pass exists, but I can't because I got it on Steam.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
So I think just because they don't have the Game Pass, I can't get it for free.
Man,
That's what I
gotta make the
think.
leap to an Xbox, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
That's the
make it
moral of the story.
now. Make it the leap now.
Do it.
Okay. And then next up, Tornado. Yes or no?
No way, Jose.
No way, Jose. Okay, you're correct.
Tornado's too eager. Too
Yeah,
eager.
you're correct. Um, said, "I'm so bored, but any fun new games you would recommend?"
Um, yeah. Do you have a quest? I got lots of them to recommend. Let's see. Hey, Oblivion remastered, massive download, totally worth it. I don't know. There's all sorts of good games that are out right now. 7 Days to Die. If you haven't invested in 7 Days to Die, that can keep you occupied for a few hundred hours.
Yeah, that is true. 7 Days to Die is a good one, to be honest. I will agree with Matt on that.
It's like grown up Minecraft.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, right?
Can't go wrong with Kingdom Come also. If you haven't played Kingdom Come, that one's a little vulgar though. So if I'm remembering who I'm recommending it to correctly, maybe I don't recommend that one. But good game. Little vulgar, but good game.
Yeah. Next up, King Dodo.
My man, he definitely read the directions.
Yeah, you think so? He is that kind of guy, isn't he?
He is. He is.
Not to like call him out or nothing here, but he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, and in the best way possible.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
the type of guy that wants to make sure it gets done right.
Yes. So yeah. Okay. Well, we both agree on that. All he said was the word. He just said dog water. That's it.
He followed the directions to the T. See, military man through and through. You gave him a direct order, he followed it to the T. Nothing more, nothing less, exactly as asked.
That's funny.
Man,
Okay.
little extra time off for you, sir.
Next up, we got Knife. Okay. What do you think?
I think so, yeah. I think he's doing his due diligence,
Think so? Okay.
especially if he's checking out the episode while he's on a break at work.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. He did not.
Boo! I had faith in you.
You had faith in him and he didn't know. That is funny though. You're funny. Said I want to. Ooh, this is what he said though. I want to formally issue a challenge to a 1v1 fisticuffs with you, Matt.
Oh shit! But why? Are you the CEO of Snail Games? Are you undercover?
Oh, maybe he is.
Okay. Are we? I feel like this is a trick. Are we fighting an arc? Are we fighting in UFC? Are we meeting in the middle grounds of
Fisticuffs.
Missouri and
Fisticuffs in
scrapping in
arc.
St. Louis?
Fisticuffs in
Let's
arc.
go. Let's go. Okay, meet me on the island. Be there, be square. Gonna punch you. Give you a little cloth glove slap.
Oh yeah, that's what we like to hear. Let's go, Matt.
I'm horrible at PvP. I'm gonna get my stuff stomped in, but you know what? I'm here for it. And pop and weave, baby, pop and weave.
And then he also finished with Club Arc is not pointless and everything you might win there in the casino or the loot boxes are transferable back to whatever map it is in the cluster you're with. If you wish to try it out yourself, my girl has a Club Arc server in her cluster. Just let me know. I can also put screenshots of some of the dinos I've gotten from Club Arc.
Okay, so maybe I was a little harsh on it. You make some good points there. So yeah, why not? I'll check it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll still stand by. I don't necessarily like Club Arc to be honest. But you know.
You know, I'm judging it on principle. I have not even like laid eyes on it. I've never even tried to load into it. I know nothing about it. I'm just sitting here judging it. So he's got a good point. He says it's good, so I should give it a little shot and then I can report back.
There you go, right? Um, Last but not least, Lachlan.
Lachlan's reading the directions. Wait a
Lachlan's reading
minute.
the directions.
Lachlan plays on Switch. Lachlan's not reading directions.
Oh, is that a call out, bro? Oh my gosh, Matt's
I'm
going
teasing Lachlan.
psychotic tonight.
I'm
Matt's
just
going
teasing.
crazy.
I'm only picking because I love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, it's hey, you know what? Anecdotal evidence here. I'm speaking in the name of science. I feel like Switch users are annoyed because there's always a lot of extenuating prompts. You know what I mean? Like play Mario Party. You got to click through like 60 things of dialogue before you hit a dice. No one's reading all that.
Okay, fair enough. He did not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Happy Easter, guys. Tribe Wars sounds fun. If you do that, you can post it on YouTube or on the Discord. My Epic account is Wolfman Blue 383. Is it Easter in America? I've been playing Stardew Valley recently and Stumble Guys with my friend. I'm gonna do that first part. Okay, that's first part.
Yo, my son is obsessed with Stumble Guys. That game's actually pretty fun. We play it together every now and then.
Mm. I've just seen it. You know what I mean? Like that's all. I've just seen it. That's it. I've never actually played it.
Yeah, yeah, it's you know, like 40 or like 30 or 40 people spawn in and race to the finish line. The top 16, then top 8, then number 1, and it's fun.
Yeah. Whatever.
Definitely worth your
Um,
time.
and it was Easter in America. Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's I feel like it was Easter in a lot of places other than just I don't think that's just an American holiday, is it?
I don't think so, but I mean, who knows? We don't actually know, I guess, do we? But I'm assuming. I will assume with you. So we're, at
Yeah.
least if we're wrong, we're both wrong.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, now I'm curious. I mean, my European friends sound off. Do they have Easter in Europe? They do, right? I
Yeah,
feel
they
like that's a
definitely do.
trick. You're tricking me, Lachlan. You're tricking me.
Yes, he's no. I think he was just asking because the time difference. You know what I mean? When he posted,
Oh, okay, that could be.
could be my guess. But I also could be 1,000,000% wrong. But whatever. Okay. Um. Then he asked. There's more to this. So I'm just gonna go one by one here for the questions. What's D&D, Matt?
What's D&D? That would be Dungeons and Dragons, a tabletop role-playing game where one person tells a really long bedtime story and everybody else gets to, make decisions in that story and you try whatever you want to try. You got to roll your dice. If you roll well, what you want to happen happens, and if not, then you hilariously fail and the story changes from there. So it's like a picture you get to play through Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or something like that, but you have to roll your dice to see if you actually die or not. It's pretty fun.
There you go. That's what D&D is. Matt explains it 10 times better than I would. Um. Next up, the question is do you guys play Horizon Zero Dawn?
Uh no, I'm not man, for the sake of sounding like a great big goofball, is that a like driving game?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is.
I think I tried it out one time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not a big car guy. I'm not big into like racing and stuff like that. So if it's what I'm picturing, then I think it was really, really beautiful. It was just a little more realistic than what I would like in a racing game, if as silly as that sounds.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I have never played that game. So that's
It's
all
like
I really
Forza
got.
on steroids, isn't it?
That's what I think it is. But I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
could
what I
be
thought.
wrong.
Hey, we both are then.
Yeah, exactly. We'll both be wrong together. Do you guys like Lego?
I appreciate Lego. I appreciate everything people can make with it. I'm spatially challenged and I'm not good at it. So I love I love watching people do things and stuff like that. And I like creating Frankenstein masterpieces of my own. Like, I'll make a little spaceship. Why not? But don't ask me to follow the directions because it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, dude, and some of those Lego sets are expensive.
Dude, they're stupid expensive.
Yeah, it's actually nuts.
My kids don't like Legos. Like, believe it or not, they're just not interested in Legos. So that's something that we've never really had in our house.
Hmm. That
Yeah.
is crazy,
Do
actually.
you,
I feel
do you
like the
like
average
Legos?
kid goes through it. Yeah, dude, I freaking loved Legos back in the day, man. That was awesome. I loved Legos.
Yeah. Can't go wrong. I feel like that's one of those wholesome childhood memories that most kids have.
Yeah, except yours, right?
They just don't want them, man. We got like Duplo
Yeah.
blocks and like the big old blocks, but they just
Yeah.
don't. I don't know. The tactile stuff is just not their
Hmm,
thing.
fair enough. And then the last one is have you guys played Rust? I played it once. Love the episode. Lachlan out.
Well, okay, I thought Lachlan was going to say that they played it once and loved it, and I was going to have to strongly disagree. But yeah, I've played Rust. Rust and DayZ are both walking simulators, and they are both games that I tried to get into, and I ended up walking for 35 minutes to find someone, and then got murdered by the first person I met.
Yeah, that's kind of not no fun, is it?
No, no, it's not. And again, I'm confusing the two games, but one of them, everything's in like Russian or Ukrainian or something like that. Pain in the neck, man.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I've not played Rust, but I say my real dad because just I have a stepdad, but my real dad, he like I mean, whenever I talk to him, like that's all he plays is Rust. Like like how he plays Rust is how we used to play Arc 24/7.
Okay, so I bet he's got like a sick base going on, and he's probably got a lockdown on the server and stuff.
Well, yes, but they do wipes like every month or so
Really?
on those. Yeah, because it's a PvP type server.
That's crazy. I didn't realize they even did wipes on there. I thought it was just like one person was a king and everybody else had to hide. Kind of like how Ark does it.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, that's really it right there. Um, but I don't necessarily know how I'm gonna run this. I told you beforehand, like, who knows how this is gonna turn out. But like, I guess I'm gonna improvise it just a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
But if you had to survive an arc, me and you, okay, me and you drop like just like freaking Warzone or something, man. We drop in, okay? And
Okay.
it's me and you. What are we gonna do? Like what would be your plan if you drop into the island on like the little archway or whatever in the middle thing?
Man. Um, I guess my first thing I'm gonna do is try to figure shoot. Do I know? Do we respawn or do I not know that?
We do not know.
So then I curl into a ball and cry is probably what I do. Um, I think the first thing I would have to do is start collecting stuff to build a house to hide in at nighttime. I'd be scared of nighttime. I'd want to make sure we have shelter before then. So that'd be my main focus. What would yours be?
So if you're making the shelter, I feel like I'm gonna try to get us. It's kind of early. Like we don't have any weapons, though. You know what I'm saying? Like in reality, what weapons could we actually make, like in real life?
I have crafted a stone axe before in real life. So that's like a thing I
What?
have done. Yeah. Yeah, when I was like I was really addicted to 7 Days to Die, and I had a buddy that I played with, and it was his birthday, and for his birthday, I went through the effort and crafted him a literal stone axe from 7 Days to Die, looked just like it.
Like
And
outside?
yeah, yeah, like I went out and I found
No. What?
yeah, I found a stone, I split it, I like shaped it, got it all angled and like it looked good. I took a piece of wood, split it down the middle, wedged the rock in the middle, like wrapped some wraps around it to tie it in there, and it was pretty solid. So
That's dope.
I can make like a little stone axe like that, and I could apply the exact same mechanic to make a spear, but that's really all I could make in real life.
Yeah, I'd be cooked. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like torch, man.
You can make a sharp stick. That's every caveman's first
Yeah, yeah,
weapon,
yeah.
right?
That'd be like our little, like a spear, Like that's about all I could really do.
Oh my God, it would be horrible not having any survival skills like you know what I mean? Like, with all due respect, we're both relatively, I grew up in the country, but I still consider myself an
Yep.
internet kid and a city kid for the most part. So I've got on paper the knowledge, but I've never actually had to do any of that stuff. So it would be a horrible, horrible time trying to survive. That's one thing that Ark never really addresses is how do all these people like I killed 52 dinosaurs and now all of a sudden I know how to craft a forge. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, that is true. That is crazy, actually.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be a different way to progress that now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Well, so I guess, I really don't know how to do make or do anything. Um, but I would at least probably, like you said, I guess I could probably make like a little spear type thing, right? And I would then probably, well, make some of those, and then probably just help you with the shelter to start off, because like I feel like we both need to do that, don't you? Or do you feel like it would be beneficial for me to do something else?
I feel like it would be good for both of us to work on the shelter because I mean, the sooner we get walls and a door, the sooner we can close it and hide.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Being on the island, chances are pretty good that there's something nearby that, isn't going to maul us in one bite, but is definitely going to be terrifying. Like a Dilo. Dilos in real life, I don't know if you know this, but
Oh
Dilos
my
in real life were
gosh.
like 6 to 8 feet tall.
You're no, 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 no.
Bro, have you ever read the
You're
Jurassic Park
lying.
book? Have you ever read the
You're
Jurassic Park book?
lying. Stop lying to me.
You know Nedry, the guy with the glasses who the Dilo like sprays him in the face with the toxin?
Yeah.
In the book, there's a like full 2-page description followed by I'm pretty sure there's an illustration in there, like a pencil illustration of this creature like bit him on the top of the head, so most of his head was in its mouth, and it just picked him up off the ground by his head, and like that's how it killed him in the book.
What?
So these creatures are ginormous. Yeah, Google a Dilophosaur in real life. They're big.
Dude.
They're big. Scary, man. Velociraptors, nothing.
Yeah. Then I don't think I want to face that thing, dog.
No, man, they're everywhere. They poop my pants.
Yeah. Well, so it seems like, okay, so we get our shelter up, okay, which is
Mhm.
gonna take how long you think? I mean, you said by the nighttime, right? So we land in the morning, and by night, or do you think we'd have it done by midday, like a legit shelter?
Um, man, if we're talking like a legit walls, ceiling, floor, and a door, that would honestly probably take a couple days because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But, since it's Ark and we can do things a little bit quicker, yeah, we'll do it by midday.
Okay, okay. So we get our little house set up. What are we setting it up with though? Like probably wood. I mean, right? There's nothing else that I don't know how to build out it, like make a stone wall.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I feel like a wood building would be easier to craft than a thatch building would be.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't physically comprehend how thatch works. Do you like just make a frame and then stuff hay inside the frame? Is that what's happening there?
Yeah, which is still wood though, right?
Yes, I
Like
mean
in
it,
the
it sounds
frame.
like
Yeah.
making wood with extra steps.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, we're
Huh.
going wood, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna immediately get trampled by the first carnivore that walks by.
No. No, no, no. We would be okay. Like so well, okay. So actually, so we land. Where sorry, I should have asked this before. Where are we going? Like where are we gonna build, bro? Like what's our safest area to go?
I don't know, because you will not catch me anywhere near the water. That is for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm not going in the water either.
That that's a hard no. So even being a beach bob is going to be a little questionable. I'd probably, even as scary as it would be being close to the water, I would honestly say that being a beach bob might be our best bet.
I agree. And I'm building in South Zone.
Yes, yep, the south zone where I'm thinking the little horseshoe area that's got like that little, you
Yep.
know what I'm talking about, where you go into that little like well protected cove area.
Yeah, yeah, yep. I know what you're talking
I
about.
want to try to get there. I don't think
It
I'm
would
gonna be
have
able to
little
get
water
there
though,
alive.
right? You know that, right? It has water.
Oh crap! Yeah, you gotta swim in, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so change of
no,
plans. We're
I don't
not
know if
going
you have
there.
to swim in, do you? You can just walk around, right?
If I can walk around, then I'm good. But if I have to swim in, then I don't want to go there.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that, man. Hmm. Well, we'll say we can just go there, okay? We'll say we can go there.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Say we can
So
go there
we're
for now.
heading there, setting up our shelter. Um, oh man, it's hard because looking at it through the lens of, real life, what am I capable of doing? I wouldn't know how to tame a creature. It would never cross my mind in real life to like let me beat the crap out of it and then stuff its mouth full of food.
Yeah.
So I would never be able to tame anything except for the passive tames because, I'm that idiot that will try to pet anything at least once.
Okay,
So,
so we're
yep,
building there.
yep.
Then we're gonna make it out of wood because we got nothing else, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much all we got.
Yep, because we're idiots and don't know what we're doing. Okay. Um, and then I would say next is food, right? Food, because we already have water there. Are we? And we'll just boil the water, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'd figure we'd just boil the water. Being arc, technically the oceans are all freshwater, so
Yeah. Oh, look at that! You're a genius, buddy.
we would just do our thing there as far as water goes. See, I'm gonna sound crazy here, okay? I'm about to sound real crazy, but I think fish might
Okay.
be our best bet for meat.
You think so?
Either, actually, no, what am I thinking? We're gonna go beat the crap out of dodos. We're gonna go get a whoop butt stick, go get a club, and we're gonna bash in some, sorry, King Dodo. We're gonna bash in some dodos and we're gonna have dodo burgers.
Dodo burgers.
We're having dodo burgers on night one. It's gonna be a good night. A little bit of rock carrots, save a root on the side. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. So why not? Well, how are we gonna get those rock carrots day one, bro?
You know what? Um, um,
Ah!
I don't know.
Okay,
By
you
the
don't
time we
know.
get there, Boogles will already be 8 days in, and he'll be all set up, and he'll have like an indie forge going, and
Yeah, Boogles will carry us, right? That's our goal.
yeah, we're just gonna find Boogles.
Okay, so our goal is to find Boogles. We're not building no shelter. Don't care about any food anymore. We're going straight for Boogles.
Yep. The only objective is to spam build as many flare guns as possible until we find Boogles.
Great. Okay, Boogles, let us know where you're at, bro. No.
No, I feel like Boogles would be in the mountains. In real life, I feel like he would figure out a way to go to the mountains still.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I feel like he would embrace the challenge and the arc expertise would kick in and I don't know. Boogles. Join the chat. Tell me where you'd go.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get through this a little quick here, I guess, you know. But
Okay.
so we got our shelter and our source of food,
Oh
you think
yeah.
is you're saying is fish. Is you
Either
feel
fish or
like is the
dodos.
best bet. Yeah, fish or
Yeah.
dodos. And I 100% don't disagree. Because that just sounds like the best idea.
Yeah. We can get a lot of those
And
coelacanth right up close.
yeah, because I mean, we'll just have to watch for piranhas though.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Depending on what part of the water we're in, though, the piranhas they like the darker water, don't they? I feel like they like the brown water, whereas the clear water is usually not piranha filled. But maybe I'm
It's not
not
that
right.
bad, but you know where the beaver dams go on like the A Rock are talking about?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
There's piranhas in there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about that.
Okay. And then if we get to like there's no way we're taming any of dinos, right, bro? Like there's no way.
Um,
In real
I
life,
feel
like
like I feel like we would accidentally tame a dodo for sure because we'd be going to beat the crap out of it. One of us would hit it with a non-fatal blow, and then I'd feel really, really, really bad and try to nurse it back to health, and we'd end up accidentally taming it that way.
okay. I don't think
Maybe
we
that
could
would
knock
lead
out
us.
anything else though.
I don't know, man. I feel like that might lead us into. I don't know. I feel like we could figure it out. I'm pretty confident that we're both intuitive enough guys that we would eventually wander out to eat some berries. One of us
Yep.
would eventually eat narco berries and would
Ha!
pass the heck out. And at that point, it would cross our mind eventually to cover our spears in the narco berry juice or something like that. We'd figure out a way to make something, I feel like, out of it.
And knock them out.
Yeah, especially if we figured out by taming the dodos on accident. Like if we did that on accident, I feel like we would then eventually try other creatures. Maybe
That's
not
fair.
though.
That's fair.
Maybe we'd
I
think
mean,
it's a
but
one-off thing.
what creature though, bro? Like, are you messing with half these creatures?
Jericho's
Like,
at home cooking, and I just ride a gigaback.
Like, dude, I'm assuming. Tell me what you think. If you try to hit a pteranodon in real life, it's probably attacking you, right, bro?
Yeah, dude, I've seen Jurassic World. Those things will just carry
Yeah,
you off and kill you. They'll drill
dude.
you in the stomach.
That's what I'm saying, dog. I'm not even trying to be by them. They might straight up attack us. They're probably not passive in real life.
No, no, I think they mostly ate fish, but I mean, there's no way of actually knowing that. I'm pretty confident that they would have no problem carrying a person off.
Yeah, and we would be up there because whatever. Like, yeah, we'd be cooked, bro.
I'm just
Like
picturing
anything.
Jericho get carried off by a pteranodon and then walks back 5 minutes later all mad. I just spawned all the way to the other side of the beach, got eaten by piranhas twice. This is bullcrap. I hate this place.
Okay, so I mean, what's the farthest? I mean, you think we'd make it, bro?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it would fully depend on when we found out if we could respawn or not. Because if we found out that either through my death, your death, or watching someone else die or something, if we found out that there's no respawns, I feel like we would probably just stay really close to where we're at and try to maintain comfort for as long as possible. But if I found out we could respawn, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think I could just deal with it. I think I would figure it out, and I would I would be willing to explore for science purposes if I knew I could respawn.
No. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I was like, you're not willing to just go and put yourself out there to be the one that risk it all, right? Don't do that to me, man.
No, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm too much of a chicken for that. But if I knew I could respawn, then for sure I'm gonna try to ride a pteranodon.
Yeah, I agree, dude. That'd be like some Avatar type stuff, bro.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, my bald self trying to connect my hair to the back of the pteranodon. It's like, knock it off.
Okay, quick question. This is like totally side note. I I don't know if it's out or if it's coming out. There's supposed to be an Avatar game coming out. That's got to be sweet, dude.
And that's got to be sweet. It's gonna be a cinematic masterpiece. And if it's not, then I swear, ooh, I'm gonna be mad.
I agree. See, oh, he says it's out. Will says it's out. By the way, he said the unofficial third co-host has arrived.
What up, Will? Our third ghost is in the pod.
And he says the Avatar game's out. I'll have to look into that.
Interesting. Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna have to look into it too, because I bet that's pretty fun.
so we'll just say for the purpose of this, we don't know if we have a life or not, or if we respawn. I'm staying near the base.
Yeah, I'm 100% staying near the base until some accident proves to us one way or the other whether we can respawn. But I'm staying near the base. I'm not. So that means we're not getting any rare resources. We're not getting much metal. You might find a little bit here and there in rocks that we're breaking, but it's going to be
Yeah,
real slow going, which means we're not progressing. We're not leveling up. We're not, in real life, you're not leveling up anyway. So again, it's not like I'm going to punch 12 dodos and now suddenly I'm like, holy crap, what if we used metal? Punch 12
okay.
more dodos and oh my god, bro, I learned how to make a gun.
Yeah, we just have to know. Like, this is stuff you'd have to know or try to figure out.
Yeah, that's why lore wise, Ark has people like Santiago and Helena, and you got your biologist, you've got your scientist and your weapon maker, and there's all these different people that each had their own niche, and I feel like that is essential if you were to do this.
I agree. So, I mean, we talked to a handful of people or server, and I'm gonna go at that stuff after, and I'm gonna add some stuff in after. But just me and you for now. Um, I mean, I think we're making it to just the early. Like, I think we're making this not small, but we're making a wooden hut. Like, what are we gonna sleep on? Okay, what are we gonna sleep on?
Um,
The sand?
yeah. Well, for making a wood floor, we're gonna have to put something. Man, I'm no Boy Scout. I dropped out in
Me
Webelos.
neither.
Um,
Not a Boy
I'm
Scout.
probably I'm probably going to infest our base with ants and stuff like that and move a bunch of like foliage and
What?
leaves and yeah, accidentally of course, but I would try to
Oh,
pull a bunch of like
okay.
palm leaves down and make like a lining, make a little carpet down and let's see, what could we make a bed out of?
Okay. So this is kind of like my bed thinking or like blanket type thing, right?
Okay.
And tell me if you think this is realistic or like how. Okay, dodo bird feathers.
Ooh, what would you stuff them inside of? That's the only thing I'm trying to think of because I wouldn't want to lay
Oh.
a pile of feathers. That would be itchy AF.
Okay, that's a good question. What would we put the feathers on? Like, because you'd have to use like a bag type thing. Could you somehow like use like a leaf, or, like a big leaf, and then make a bag out of it?
Oh my God, I never thought this skill would come in handy, but I know how to make baskets. I bet I could weave a blanket the exact same way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, bro, like weaving baskets. You ever weaved a basket?
No, you have?
Yeah. Your
Oh
parents didn't
yeah,
send you
Matt.
that?
We're surviving longer now, bro.
Yeah, I can weave
Yeah.
baskets. That means we're holding berries, we're holding fish. Um,
Yeah.
we're gonna be able to make a giant banana leaf
Okay,
looking
Matt.
basket to fill with dodo feathers. Okay, we just got much more
Yeah.
comfortable now. I forgot I know how to do these things. Okay, hang on. I might be a little more equipped than I thought.
Yeah, Will saying a basket pillow.
A basket pillow. Let's go. Flip that bad boy upside down. You're in business.
Okay, dude. Dude. That just like saved us, man. I think we're surviving a couple extra days.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna stay warm at night.
Yeah.
Know how to make a fire too? That's an underappreciated skill. It's
It
not
is,
easy to
because I
make
don't
a
know
fire
how.
without a lighter. Really?
Yeah.
I bet you could
Like
learn really
Flint.
quickly.
Yeah, like Flint or whatever. Like I know how to like grind that or like whatever. That's it. Or are you talking about like the way with the
It's really, really, really hard to do it without finding flint, but you can. I have only been able to successfully make a fire that way one time, but again, on paper, I understand how to do these things, but in practice, it's obviously not even close to the same thing. So between the two of us, I bet we would figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. 100%. I mean, I don't think we would live necessarily very comfortably, but I think we could. I mean, how big are dodo birds? Do you know, bro?
I want to say they're like slightly around like an average turkey nowadays, if I remember correctly.
Oh, dude, we could. That would be a fun little battle.
Maybe a little bit smaller.
Yeah, 3 feet tall.
3 feet tall. Okay, but they were also notoriously stupid. They were still alive, I'm pretty sure, all the way up until relatively recent explorers killed them off. But with how stupid they were and how defenseless they are, I feel like we could just walk up and punt it across the beach. Stun it enough to then get our whooping sticks out.
Oh no, Well,
You
we
guys
could do
love how I
that.
went from a pacifist to a psycho in like a matter of one episode.
Matter of one episode. Also, I just have to say this because Will. This is what he just said. Matt, heads up, shots fired. Okay, and then he continues to go on and say, you can reflect the sun from your head and start the fire that way.
Oh my God, who needs a
Oh.
magnifying glass? Yeah, if Jericho holds me by my ankles and holds me upside down and I tilt my head just right, like I'm trying to fix the antennas on top of a TV, we'll be able to light anything on fire.
Let's go.
Yeah. Uh,
But ultimately, okay, so that's our way of food. Like we're sleeping, we got that at least semi packed down. Um, and then I guess kind of one of the bigger things is I think eventually like we could legit make spike walls around our base, right?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's as simple as tying a bunch of spears
Yeah,
together, I feel like.
I agree.
If nothing else, you could, take tree logs or something like that and bury them and make a makeshift fence that way
Mm,
around it. And either way, we'd figure
yeah,
out a way to reinforce it, make it more safe. And if we can avoid carnivorous dinosaurs and if we can avoid all the sketchy stuff, I really feel like we have at least the basis to survive, not to thrive, but to survive.
I think we could make it work for sure. You think so? If we were to survive, how many days do you think we could survive? Like, do you think we could survive the rest of our lives?
That's the neat part about Ark is that you never know. You could literally play for 15 hours and walk around your base and have nothing happen. and you can play for 3 minutes and have an Argentavis come around and pick you up off the ground and fly off and take you to a mountain. So you never know, man. It's really hit or miss. Again, if we can avoid carnivorous dinosaurs and stuff, I really think we could live the rest of our life. But statistically speaking, a pack of aloes is going to spawn and wander down the beach at some point, and or a carno or something is going to spawn in, and we are going to be tested.
That is correct. But this is what I will say, okay? First off, we would have to hunt almost every day because we wouldn't have a.
That is true. You'd have to hunt
Okay.
twice a day.
Yep. And what else was it? Oh, okay. So eventually you get metal, right? Which I would just assume. This is gonna sound stupid, but how does metal like a metal in real life would that come out? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. How would you farm metal in the thing? I don't know.
Yeah, all seriousness, you would have to take, if you don't have a forge, the forge would theoretically melt it down, but you'd have so many impurities in there. If you just chucked rocks that have small amounts of like iron and stuff in there, you would have so many impurities that the metal you would make would be absolute crap. And I don't know how you would go about refining it down to something without impurities. I don't understand that.
Huh. Yeah, we might not get no metal. So I mean, our best thing is gonna be a rock. Like, what could we like smelt anything and like actually make some good weapons?
If we were able to get a fire hot enough, like if we were able to make something that could melt stones down into like magma
Yeah.
or something, that's obviously a very high melting point. But if we could figure that out, then we could technically make obsidian by melting down rocks and cooling it.
So you think that what's do you think that we could actually get a fire that hot? Like a normal fire is not that hot, correct?
Oh, heck no. I don't think we could at all. You'd have to have a forge set up. You'd have to have multiple people cranking bellows at all times. It would be a real pain in the neck, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Have you ever seen Dr. Stone, the anime?
I've not.
There is an episode, a few episodes of Dr. Stone where they pretty much try to do the same thing, and they have to build a big old forge in the middle of their base, and they have like 15 people that are stomping on bellows, and they all looked like they wanted to die. So I feel like if we were going to smelt down iron in real life, we would have to figure something out like that as well.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, a lot of animal fat would be needed to get it that hot as well.
That's true. Yeah, either animal fat or coal.
Mm,
But again, how are you going to find coal? We're sitting here with
you're not.
stone tools and digging with our bare hands. You're not finding coal.
Okay. So we think we could survive the rest of our lives. Okay, right. So, but I
Without
will
any carnivores, yeah.
without any carnivores, okay? So, if we were to die, what do you think would be one or two ways that that would happen?
My first prediction is, like I said, a random Carno storming down the beach and taking us out or something like that. Um, my second prediction for your death would
Ooh,
be while gathering food or something, just letting your guard down just a little bit.
I'll
Maybe
give you that.
not pay attention just enough to be caught off guard by a raptor or something like that. And
Oh, that would
mm,
be terrible.
my second death would 100% be because I tried to pet a trike or a stego or an Anki or something and it got mad at me.
Okay. So, I'm going to say potentially that our first death is going to be because of, like you said, probably some random carno or just probably actually a pteranodon, to be
Oh yeah.
honest.
Pick you
Probably
up and
is my
drop you
thing.
someplace.
Yep. And my number two death is kind of the same thing, but a little different. The dodo we befriended is such an idiot that it brought something back to us.
Oh man, that's such a real possibility.
Isn't it? Isn't that crazy?
He tries to run away back to base to be saved and leads it right to us.
I see Matt getting killed from a fish or some kind of, or that duck. Oh, bro.
Oh my god, the Pelagornis or whatever it is, that would make me so angry to be pecked in the back of the head to death. I would be so mad the whole time.
Oh, that would be crazy.
I promise you, I'm just gonna after like the third or fourth peck, I would just lay down on my back and just wait. And as soon as you come up to me, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna
He's,
catch you.
he said the duck who lays the Hesperornis,
That
the one that
golden
lays golden
eggs.
eggs.
Okay, all jokes aside, though, I would like to eat a golden egg.
Oh yeah, dude. Maybe that would be our mission for the game, or like for our thing.
Yeah, to get a couple golden egg laying
Yep.
Hesperornis and
Yeah, that'd be
yeah.
sweet. Okay, so we'll kind of wrap this up here in just a second, but I do want to ask, and hopefully nobody gets their feelings hurt. Okay, but I do want to ask, um, if we were to be in the same situation, right, like that we just talked about, like a real life situation that we all get dropped off on the island, and we are with everybody from our Discord that plays with us.
Yeah.
I think, like, dude, do you think we could like legit like thrive and like make a civilization?
I I think it would come down to needing to know more about everybody's background to be able to answer that. But from what I know of everybody, we have a lot of people with a lot of very unique skill sets. And, I could go through like the top five most active people and could probably sit here and list off a handful of skill sets that would be very useful in the arc. So I
Yeah,
feel like if we were all able to get together and getting along, the politics would be the biggest problem. Not because we have a confrontational group, not because we don't get along, but in a situation like this, tensions are going to be high, emotions are
yeah,
going to be high. It's going to be a big argument over who's the leader, who's doing what we're all doing. People are not going to agree on those things. So if we can get the politics down, then for sure we'd be fine.
yeah. That's fair enough. I agree.
Dibs on
And
not being in charge, by the way.
yeah, oh yeah, me too. Dibs. I don't care. We're the podcast host, but we're not in charge.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So and then Will said, I say 2 months before factions break apart.
Yeah, I'd have
Yep.
to agree on that. Yeah. That's unfortunately that's where all the nastiness would begin. As soon as the factions break apart, there'd be the tensions rising even higher, and that's when wars would happen, and then alliances would have to happen because of it, and it would get icky. And I like to think that our community wouldn't have the icky parts of it happen, but I definitely see the factions breaking up.
Yeah. Sadly, like you said, there's nothing. It's nothing against anybody. Like this is just like a real life thing that would happen. That's just how
Yes,
things
it's
work.
humanity.
Yeah, it's just how things work, and not because any of these. We love all our people. None of them are bad people. They're all actually amazing. But yeah, dude, that'd be crazy. Like, I don't know, just to do that and like be actually with these people in like a real life scenario would be insane.
Yeah, I think that it would be nice though to have the community. I hate to bring all you down with me, but it would be nice to have the community there so that way, because yeah, it would suck, man. I'd be scared. I don't want to go in there by myself. I can't fight a Carno by myself. But if 20 of us are doing it, if 140 of us are doing it, we could probably take it down.
Yeah. Like, dude, just imagine. Like, I think I would actually maybe not ride a Pteranodon. Well, I would probably try to ride a Pteranodon.
Yeah, if we could get like 6 or 7 people to, lasso it and pull from different
Yeah.
directions, you should be able to keep it down.
Yeah, exactly. At least fly over water.
Yeah. I would
But yeah.
rather be eaten by a pteranodon than be dropped in the ocean in Ark.
Like, so you're saying that if you were riding a Pteranodon and dropped in the ocean, like, even though you have a chance to live, you'd rather just be eaten by a Pteranodon?
Jericho, I can assure you, if I was dropped in the ocean in Ark in my real life body, the first thing I would do is breathe out all the air I possibly could and then breathe in as much water as I could immediately. Just be done with it all.
What? Well,
I would.
Will's
There's no
saying,
way.
is this hypothetical our leads?
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, that would be just my luck, man. I get dropped in the water and you look around, you got leads in one area, you got megalodons, plesiosaurs, mosasaurs, they're all just looking at me. If there's
Ooh,
no leads, then 100% we got to build a battleship and just make a raft
yeah,
community. That would be great.
I agree, actually. And I was just Man, we're gonna probably end this in just a sec, but we could build a boat pretty not simple, not easily, but we could build one.
That's one of those that's one of those weird skills that I am almost positive somebody in the Discord knows how to build a canoe. And it's gonna be somebody like Boogles or King Dodo or Will or Ninja. It's gonna be somebody like that. And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, for sure. You just gotta hollow out a maple tree. Why not? And it's gonna be easy peasy.
Ninja said the Deinonychus, and then Will said Matt would find the first Alpha Zifactinus somewhere.
Oh my god, yeah. Hey god. Oh, that would be horrible. That would be the scariest thing in the game. I could not even imagine.
I don't think I'd ever go swimming, dude. Like, you imagine trying to swim over to Herbivore Island.
No, I would not. I would never, ever even try. I would never even consider it.
So you're saying, okay, if all the people in the Discord decide, guys, we're gonna live on Herbivore Island, you're gonna stay back.
I would have to find some way to do it without going in the ocean. I couldn't do it, man. I really couldn't swim that far. I physically, yes, I am physically capable of swimming that distance. However, mentally, I just couldn't do it.
Okay,
The amount of times I've been killed by a shark doing that in the game, no way.
okay. Before I ask my next question, Ninja said I do know the basics of canoe design, but have never actually
See,
made one. Okay,
we got a lot of on paper skills. That's going to be the key right there, is getting those on paper skills into practical use.
and then Will said as long as it's not ASC with floating jellyfish. Ninja said he
Oh
has
god.
dibs on Smuggler's Run.
Okay. I don't think I'd want to live there in real life. I'd be way
Okay,
too. There's a lot of hostilities there. I'd be
I
scared.
wouldn't want to live there either. There's too many RGs, Giga. No, no.
Back to
Well
fetal
then,
position and crying, like at the beginning.
he says he's not scared. But what I wanted to ask, kind of my last question anyway, before I end or before I think we end this anyways.
Yeah.
We're just hypothetically saying we all want to go live on Herbert Island, right? Just because that's what we're
Okay.
just talking about. Do you think that we have somebody or enough people that could hold their breath and build a bridge across?
No way. No way. The water is so deep, and you'd have to swim down, build foundations, build walls up. Eventually, we could figure it out if we learned how to make compressed air for like scuba tanks and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't see that being a thing. I think our best bet would be to make together a chain of, I don't even know, man, a chain of 30 rafts and just hope to God that you're not in the one that gets destroyed. I don't know.
Yeah. Ninja said, "Count me out," and then Will said, "Nah, Megs would destroy it." And then the turtle.
Yeah, you're right. That's something they really should have included in that. The amount of times that sharks take chunks out of boats and like try to bite dinghies and stuff like that, I'm really disappointed that they don't try to bite the rafts.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep coming up with ideas, but last thing
Yeah,
here, I think last thing, okay,
the last
is
thing.
yeah, the last thing, Matt. If we tamed a dolphin, you can actually ride them. Like you see trainers do it.
That is true. That is true. I do love
Yeah,
me a dolphin, and that is a passive tame. That is something that I would end up passively taming for real, because if I'm
yeah.
swimming and this dolphin is all up in my Kool-Aid sniffing my face, you bet I'm gonna share my food with it.
Yes, I agree. We could actually, I think we could legit tame a dolphin, bro.
Yeah, I think we could too. Okay, so now you're getting me here because the dolphins are fast and
Yeah.
I can outrun pretty much anything in the ocean. So
Yes.
if we can tame a dolphin, then 100% I'm comfortable going to Herbivore Island because I would put my faith in that dolphin.
Okay, but you're gonna probably have somebody else tame it because you don't want
Um, I don't know. Sometimes you get lucky and they'll come up to you in waist deep water. So if it
to.
was one
Yeah,
of those
that's true.
situations, then I would end up taming it. But if there's not one anywhere nearby, then I nominate Will. He's brave.
Nice. Okay. Well, I don't know. Interesting episode. I just randomly came up with it. Not super long before the podcast. I just thought it'd be a fun idea to kind of talk about. Not necessarily
Yeah.
arc, but arc at the same time.
Yeah, that was fun to. It's interesting how your approach changes when you don't have the controller in your hand. You know what I mean? When it's you
Yeah,
doing it, it's very different.
yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? Like, I'm not gonna go
Good
out and
though.
blow people's bass up, probably, to be honest.
You know, it's frowned upon in 49 states, so
Oh, no. That was fun, man. I appreciate, well, one, anybody that made it till the end because who knows? Different kind of episode. You never know, right? Oh, also, make sure you share and comment. Oh, and I might just again leave a keyword, um, or not, maybe now that I just deliver, and maybe not. I don't know.
yeah, but that's just your hint to you got to read the descriptions. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, man. I like I said, if you made it this far, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys again for the kind comments and for all your comments. And survivors keep on surviving.
Have a good week, folks. Whoa, had a stroke there. Have a good week, folks, and take care.
Goodbye.